All right, let's get right into it. Today we are breaking down a really simple but honestly incredibly powerful system that can totally change the way you think about money. It's called the 15-65-20 rule, and it's all about getting you to stop just treading water financially and start, actually building some real wealth. Does this sound familiar to you? You're working hard, you've got a decent salary coming in, but your bank account? It feels like it's getting pulled in a million different directions. You've got rent, groceries, car payments. It's like a financial piñata, and it feels like everyone's getting a swing, leaving you at the end of the month just scratching your head, wondering where it all went. And this slide right here, this is the core problem. This shows the fundamental flaw in how most of us were taught to handle our money. The common approach: we pay our bills, we spend on stuff we want, and then we hope to save whatever's left over. The problem with that? Well, there's almost never anything left. The wealthy, they just flip the script. They save and invest first. That's non-negotiable. Then they pay their bills, and only then do they spend what's left. It seems like a tiny change in order, but trust me, it makes all the difference in the world. So let's do a quick check-in. Be honest. Do you ever get that feeling that your money just, poof, vanishes, like the second it hits your account? If you're nodding your head right now, then this is for you. We are going to completely rewire how you see every single dollar that you earn. Okay, so here's the big secret. Building wealth isn't about having some kind of superhuman discipline. Willpower is a muscle, and by 5 o'clock on a Friday, that muscle is toast. It stands absolutely zero chance against that one-click buy now button. And that's why you don't need more willpower, you need a system. A system gives every single one of your dollars a job before your tired brain even gets a chance to make an impulse decision. So let's meet the system. It all starts with this first number, 15%. This is the slice of your income that you're going to use to build your future, and we'll circle back to exactly how in just a minute. Next up is 65%. Now, I want you to think of this as a protective wall around your finances. It sets a hard limit on your essentials, the things you actually need to live. And the final piece, which is just as important, is 20%. This is for your joy. It's the fun stuff that makes this whole journey sustainable and, actually worth doing. So there's your framework, 15, 65, 20. Now, let's break down what each of these numbers really means for you. All right, we have to start with the most important part, the 15%. This is the non-negotiable slice of every single paycheck that goes directly to building your future. And the key thing to get here is that this is not a sacrifice. It's a powerful financial strategy. Let's just reframe this right now. You're not losing 15% of your money today. You're buying your future freedom at a massive discount. Every dollar you invest right now is a little employee that goes out and works for you while you sleep, securing your ability to make your own choices later on in life. So this 15%, it actually has two critical jobs. The first is to build your fortress emergency fund. This is a cash cushion that protects you from life's curveballs, the surprise car repair, without throwing your entire life off track. And the second job is to feed your freedom fund. That's your investment account where your money really starts to grow, thanks to the magic of compound interest. And if you want to see why starting early is so critical, just look at this. You've got Sarah, who invests a single $10,000 when she's 30. Then there's James. He waits until he's 40, but to make up for it, he invests double that amount over 10 years. And yet, by the time they're both 50, Sarah is way ahead. Why? Because her money had an extra decade to compound and grow. Time is your single greatest asset. Starting now with less will beat starting later with more, almost every single time. All right, let's move to the next piece of this puzzle, the 65% rule. Think of this as your defense. It is a hard ceiling on your needs, things like housing, utilities, food, and it's there to protect you from a really, really common trap. And that trap has a name: lifestyle inflation. It's that sneaky little thing that happens when you get a raise, and then suddenly, magically, your rent, your car payment, and your daily spending all expand to eat up every cent of that new income. This 65% cap is the boundary that stops that from happening. It ensures that as you earn more, you actually get wealthier, not just, more in debt. Think about it this way. If your core expenses are eating up 80 or 90% of what you bring home, you're not actually free. You're living in what's called a golden cage. Sure, it might look nice from the outside, nice house, nice car, but you're basically a slave to your mortgage and your car payments. You've got no room to breathe, no room to save, and no room to invest. So this is a tough question, but it's one worth asking yourself honestly. Take a really hard look at where that 65% is going. Are your needs actually needs, or are some of them just expensive performances? Performances for your neighbors or your family, or maybe for people on social media who don't even really matter. Okay, on to the final piece of the puzzle. And this is the part that most financial advice gets completely wrong, the 20%. This is for your joy. Because here's the thing, building wealth is a long-term game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to make it sustainable. So this 20%, this is your official permission slip. It is pre-approved, totally guilt-free money for the lattes, the weekend trips, the hobbies, all the things that actually make you happy. You've already paid your future self, you've already covered your needs, and this bucket of money is what's left for you to enjoy right now with no strings attached. And the psychology behind this is so important. If you try to live like a financial monk, just depriving yourself of any and all joy, you will eventually break. It's inevitable. You'll go on a financial binge, spending impulsively and wiping out all of your hard-earned progress. This 20% is the safety valve. It's what prevents that from ever happening. So there you have it, the complete framework. 15% for your future, 65% for your needs, and 20% for your joy. Now, understanding the theory is great, but actually putting it into practice is what creates real change. So let's walk through a simple 3-step action plan to make this system work for you starting today. First, do a necessity audit. Just add up your rent, your utilities, your food, and your transportation. Is that number under 65% of your take-home pay? If it's not, you found the problem. Second, automate the 15%. Set up a transfer to your savings or investment account for the day after you get paid. The trick is, if you never see the money, you won't miss it. And finally, keep your investments boring. Seriously, you don't need to chase hot stocks. Simple, diversified index funds are the most reliable way to build wealth over time. Now, I know some of you might be looking at these numbers and thinking, there's absolutely no way I can do that right now. Don't panic. The goal is not perfection on day one. It's all about building the habit. If you have to start with a 5-85-10 rule, then do it. That is infinitely better than having no system at all. Just start where you are, and you can build from there. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one question. Your entire financial future really comes down to this choice. Will you continue to be just a consumer, trading your time for money just to buy things? Or are you going to use a system like this to become a capital owner, someone whose money starts working for them? The choice is yours.